Welcome to lesson number 4. In the last lesson we made this grid, and in this lesson we will start to put the first content on the grid and on this page. But before we do that, there is something about this page that is still not right, at least I don't like it, and that are these scroll bars. Right now you can also scroll from left to right, and that is because the page is supposed to fill up the whole screen. But as of right now, there is something extra that makes it not fit, and that is this scroll bar on the right. So when we delete that scroll bar, this scroll bar won't be necessary. So what we need to do is go to our CSS real quickly and type in webkit dash scroll bar. And as always, we need to enter the curly brackets, and then we're gonna type display type none, which basically means that it needs to be gone. So as you can see, the scroll bar on the right is gone, and this one here is also gone because of this, but it's also not necessary anymore because the whole page fills the screen now nicely. So that is amazing. Now we can get on to what this lesson is actually about, and that is putting images on the page. So let's quickly go to our HTML. Before we can put an image on the page, we first need to have some images. And I've already prepared some images, which you can also download in the project files below this class. So here you can see the 4 images that we will be using for this website, and I'm just gonna copy them to my clipboard, and then I'm gonna go to the folder of our website. So I have that folder right here. HTML CSS for beginners, and there is my first website. You should have made this folder as well. And here is our HTML and our CSS. And now we're going to add another folder, and I'm going to call this folder images, IMG. And inside of this folder I'm going to paste these images. Now I can go back to Visual Studio Code, and as you can see, there is another folder here with images, and you can also see the images that are inside of it. So if I go to my HTML, I can start linking these images in the code. We are going to use 4 images, and right now we're going to just add these 3 in this bar right here. So inside this bar, which is this div called images, we called it that with this ID, we're going to add something else. We're just going to type image. And remember, it needs to be in the div. And then between these 2 parentheses, after source, we're gonna enter the source, which is images slash, and now we can choose one of our pictures. So it doesn't really matter which picture we pick first, so let's just pick the blue car. And now if you save this, as you can see, the image is here. It is way too big for now, but we will fix this with, you guessed it, CSS. Let's first really quickly do the same thing for the other 2 images. So that works the exact same way. We type in image, and within these parentheses after source, we're gonna type image slash, and just pick one of the photos. Image, source, image slash, pick one of the photos. So if you save this now, all of these images are here, you just can't see them yet. And we are gonna fix that with CSS. So let's go into CSS right now. All the CSS we did up to this point was to just fix some stuff on the page and to build our grid. And to keep a bit of an overview, I'm gonna mark out the certain bits of code that do what. And that works just like this. /star, and I'm gonna type and grid, because this is where all of the grid code ends. Underneath all of this, we're now gonna add the CSS that is gonna fix these images. So I'm just gonna call this bit /star images start, and you always need to type another star and another slash, because if you don't do that and you leave it like this and you start typing, everything stays green. And to clarify, green stuff is just normal text. It does nothing to your page. This can also be very useful if you want to turn something off but not instantly delete all of it. You could just do something like this, and now this bit of code doesn't work anymore. And if I remove this again, it starts functioning like normal. So let's now fix these images up. I first need to target these images, and the way I'm gonna do that is by targeting the div that they are in. So to target a div with a specific ID, we first need to type a hashtag and then the name of the ID, images. And in this case, I want to target the images inside the div called images. So what I'm gonna do is type image. So what we are targeting right now are these image tags within the div images. Why do we do it like this? Well, I could also just target images, but then it would also change the images that I put in other divs, and I don't want that to happen in this case. We have now targeted the images and we can start telling them what to do. So what we will do is tell the height to be 80%. That way they will take up 80% of this bar right here. So let's type in height and type 80%. So as you can see, I've made a little mistake because I've added in the same image twice. Let's change that really quickly in our HTML image slash, and let's now pick windmill. And there we go, it's fixed. That's really all there is to it. That's how easy it is to add images to a page. When I discovered this myself, I was very pleasantly surprised because I thought that all of this website coding stuff would be way more complicated than this. But thank you for watching this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.